The next person that I want you to hear from is somebody that, I've known him for a very long time. In fact, he was in another company and he came over and worked with me. Somebody sponsored him and put him into the company I used to own, and I remember him saying, the reason I came here is because I want to be mentored by the guy that mentored the guy that was the top money earner. And I said, well, I've known him for a long time, and I know they sell a lot of coffee. I said, here's what I'll tell you. I said, you got to have something that people will use, even if the opportunity didn't work out for them, because they didn't do the opportunity per se. And in most product-driven companies, and I'm not bashing them, I'm not against them, they do some great training for potential resellers of us. So I'm actually very passionate. But people don't keep it. It's a self-consumption model. The only way to have that residual that Samuel talked about, all the other people talked about, is you got to have something that will be purchased even if the opportunity isn't there.
Yeah.
So, regional manager, killing it from Michigan.
Yes.
Danny Zykaj, come on up here, buddy.
I gotta just say,
You gotta have one hair out of place.
I don't know about the business, but look at that hair. Come on.
Look at that dress.
That is one sharp guy. You know?
Show the socks, come on.
Zykaj!
You're making me blush right now.
Representing the Detroit fashion contingent. All right. He's going to share some incredible things that have helped him build an incredible organization in a very short period of time. So, Danny, we love you.
Go Danny again!
Detroit is definitely here. A couple things before I get started, okay? A couple quick things. First of all, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Yoni for what you do for us on a daily basis. He's always there. I call him back at 3, 4 in the morning. He answered back. Right then. So we love you for that. We appreciate what you do for us. Thank you. Mr. Hoffman, don't know where I'd be without you. So thank you for what you've done for me. Definitely helped me achieve some of the whys that I have. And Paul, where's Paul? Back there. I'm on the phone with him at least 2 or 3 times a day. We're always throwing ideas back and forth. So appreciate all of you guys. Give it up for our leadership team members. Second, okay, if you're here from Detroit, please stand up. You guys, appreciate every one of you for what you've done in Detroit. I wouldn't be anywhere without the people that are here today that have helped, take over the Detroit market. It's just the beginning, but we're gonna do some big things over there. You guys already know.
Motor City!
You guys already know. So. It's been an incredible Saturday. We've had a lot of fun. We've got some awesome tools. We've just, been handed the keys to the kingdom, if you will, with the things that we've just launched today. So it's time to go home and take it to the next level, okay? So with that being said, my part of the training today is I want to give you some real things that you can go home with, right? We're all inspired, we're all excited, but if we don't know what we need to do, right? So I'd like to get into that. And there's 4 real, these are the basic fundamental principles. So if you've been in the industry before, the chances are you've heard these things before. But it took me 10 years to actually do these things, all right? So I'm gonna just go over them real quick because I know I have, just a couple minutes here. The first thing you need to do with the new services that we just launched, guys, get familiar with them, know what you're talking about. That's going to help build your posture. It's going to help build your excitement for it. When you fully understand these things and you really grasp them, it just makes sense, okay? We've heard a lot about the why today, so I'm going to hit the why thing from a different angle. Here's what I mean by that. We all have a why. You wouldn't have driven thousands of miles or hundreds of miles to be here, you know, committed to taking time away from friends, family, work, whatever, to be here if you didn't have a why. But here's why your why is important, okay? You got to internalize it and make it personal, but if your why isn't real, when things get tough in this business, you're not going to last. You won't be here at the next convention. So that's why it's so important to have a real why. Not just something that sounds good to everybody else. Something that, like Zykaj, he got up here, and I'm not a very emotional guy, but, you know, I was over there like, man, I feel it. I love my pop too. Yeah. But it's got to be like that. It's got to be like that. After 10 years in this industry, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that your why has to be what drives you. It's got to get you up at 6 a.m., at 4 a.m., at whatever a.m. it needs to get this thing done. Okay? Second, build your list. How many times have everybody heard that? If you've heard that before, raise your hand. Okay? Keep your hand up if you've done it. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of those hands that stayed up, they got one of these pins. Does that not make sense for everybody? Okay? So that's what we need to teach and build in our organizations. It's they have to follow through. So many people fall flat when it comes to the follow through part of it. Okay? And once you build that list, start contacting, inviting. Read some of the scripts. Paul's done a phenomenal job with some of the trainings in the Biz Center. Bill's done an incredible job back there. We do the manager's one-on-one call. I know Darnell, myself, Jacques are on those calls religiously. You know, we make sure that we're putting that out there for everybody, right? All the people that do those calls. Right. I know it's not just the three of us. I know there's other people involved. I know, you know, Denise definitely jumps on more than a few of them. So there's a lot of people out there that have done this before you guys that are experienced, that are willing to share their experience with you. So I want to also make sure that you have the right expectation, though, okay? Because here's the thing. You hear this stuff, you get excited, you go out there and talk to 2 people, you get 2 no's, air goes outside. I don't want to do this anymore. Dang, this don't work, right? I've heard that. And I've had so many people just today pull me aside and say, man, what are you doing? Like it's a secret. It's no secret. There is no secret. The secret is work. Right. Work. W-O-R-K. Right? So here's what I want to do. I need a volunteer, and who better than the beautiful Miss Marilyn Fitzpatrick to be my volunteer. So I'm going to share some of my experience with you, but this is going to be my visual aid and my assistant. Okay? Brand new deck of cards, never been opened. I need you to open that, Marilyn. It's not a magic trick, by the way. If you want magic tricks, call Yoni.
Go to Las Vegas.
That's right. That's right. So a lot of times, finding the right prospects when you're going through that list, it's like going through a deck of cards. Mm-hmm. We're looking for the aces, right? Yeah. We're looking for those aces, but you know, then we come across a 2 and we try to make them an ace.
Yeah.
You can't make a 2 an ace, guys, unless you're a magician.
Right.
Okay, or unless you got it.
Yeah.
And I'm neither. So you got to go through the numbers. You got to go through the numbers. So you shuffle up good? Okay? So this is kind of what my experience has been over the last 10 years. Personally sponsored hundreds of people. You know, probably close to 400 or 500 in my entire career. So go ahead and pull the top card up. So we're looking for an ace. We got an ace yet? Go show folks, what is it? We got a 4 of spades, right? The 4 of spades. I remember that guy. I remember that guy. It's my buddy Joe, right? It's my buddy Joe. I talked to Joe. Joe said, man, I'm already working 40 hours a week, Danny. I don't have time for this, right? You can't make a 4 of spades an ace.
That's right.
It doesn't work, right? Yeah. Next one. We got a king. Oh, man. That's exciting, right? Get that king in there. You know what that is? That's an area manager.
Yeah.
They come in, they get going, they're there with you, they help at the meetings, they help train your people, right? Yeah. You can make a king an ace though, right? Yeah. Because they want to be ace. Yeah. What do we have next? We got an ace! Right? 3 cards in, we got an ace. So, you know, a lot of times I've seen people come into this industry or into this company. We've already experienced this. They come in, we think they're an ace. They talk like an ace. They walk like an ace. Kind of sound like an ace.
Yeah.
Right?
Decoy.
End up with an ace.
Yeah, right? And they turn out to be a joker.
That's right.
Yeah. They come over and they're like, hey man, yeah, this is great. Greatest thing I've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
You go to their house. You go to do their PBR, and they're having a PBR, but it's not for this. You're like, wait a minute.
Right.
I thought I was presenting to you.
Right.
Right? I thought you were inviting people over here for MWR Life. And they got a whole bunch of health and wellness products all over the place from 16 different companies, right? And they're trying to pitch on all 16 of them at the same time. So that's what you're going to come across. Let's do 2 more, because I know we don't have a lot of time. Let's do 2 more. Another ACE. All right, that's a bad example.
Success breeds success.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But
Yeah.
you gotta leave here with that right expectation. It's not always gonna happen like that. You get another king, but you're gonna get some of those 2s. You're gonna get some of those 3s. Don't get discouraged. They're not ready. You gotta meet them where they are.
Yeah.
Right? If you're talking to a 2, don't talk at a 10 level. Don't talk at an ace level.
That's right.
Talk at a 2.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the expectation you need to have when you're going through that list. Once you build that list, start with a minimum. Thank you, Marilyn. That was awesome. Give her a hand. So that's the expectation you need to have. They're not all going to be aces. There's only 4 aces in that entire deck. A couple jokers, a lot of 2s and 3s. Okay? So that's what we're looking for. Build that list, minimum of 100 people, right? And then who wants to go home after this weekend and absolutely take over their entire home market? Woo! Everybody want to know how to do that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You gonna work for it?
Yes.
Okay. Here's how you do that. It's called a PBR, Private Business Reception. In your home or office, if you have an office. Okay? Start in your home. Invite 20 or 30 of these people. Go through that list. Invite some of these people to your home, right? That's how I started this business. It started in my living room. Okay? Invite some people over, light music, very light refreshments. It's not a dinner party. Okay? You go out and lay out a feast, and then somebody comes over and they do sign up. Guess what? Now in their head, they're thinking, man, I gotta have a feast. It's not duplicatable. Right. Everybody can grab a case of water and some chips. Woo! Not everybody can make a 4-course meal.
That's right.
Okay? Right. Keep it duplicatable, keep it simple. Do 4 to 6 PBRs in your home. That's how you launch your business.
Yeah.
Make sure you got at least 10 to 15 people in that room all 4 times. That's why you want to schedule 4. They don't show up to the first one, call them back and invite them to the second one, the third one, the fourth one. And keep in mind that if you want 10 people to show up, you got to invite at least 20. It's just the way it is. Okay? You know what happens between the time you call them and the time the PBR happens? Life happens in between. Okay? So not everybody's going to make it. And that's okay. That's part of the deal. That's part of your expectations, right? So do those 4 or 6 PBRs in your home, and then the goal is take it out of your home and into their homes.
That's right.
As people start coming into your business, move it out of your home into their homes, and set up, if you really want to be somebody that changes your local market, your city, your state, the country, eventually the world, you want to be that person, weekly meetings.
Yep.
Really, really simple. You do a weekly meeting because that gives everybody in your market somewhere to go once a week. They can plug in, they can get behind the mission, right?
Yep.
Does that just make sense? But we've heard this before. I know I've heard it. Jack, you heard that before?
Couple times.
Couple times, right? But a lot of us don't do it, right? That fear gets in the way. So you just gotta go through it. It's like learning how to swim. You gotta get wet.
Yeah.
Doesn't work if you don't get wet, right? You can read about it, you can Google it, you can hear about it, you can talk about it, but unless you get wet, you can't swim.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
So that's really it. That's all I had to say today, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Woo! There it is!